So, in the scrimmage the other day, it might have been against Hofstra, but Kennedy made a play, and then you were talking about it afterwards. You called him a terror. Do you remember the particular play, what he did, and then the adjective terror just kind of stands out as far as you don't
Well,
hear that too often.
yeah, he was clearing the ball, and a lot of teams are taught when a defenseman clears the ball, especially if a defenseman comes up to cover him to try to take the ball away from him. And yeah, he's got such good speed and such. He's so offensive when he has the ball that it's very difficult to do. It's almost like a midfielder going to the goal. The defender tried to take the ball away, and he just went to the goal and made a great look. A lot, like I think, like we talked about the other day, a lot of defensemen want to shoot the ball when they get that close to the goal, and he made a good look, I think, to Griff, and nice pass, got an assist on the play, and Griffin scored.
Is that
So,
Hofstra or not?
I mean, it's a good question. I don't remember.
But the bigger picture that he's a guy that when he's on the field, I guess his terror is a good word. He's just you never know, that he's out there making things happen.
Yeah, well, when he's, if I was an offensive player, one of the guys I wouldn't want covering me is him. And he's very aggressive on the ball. He's got some checks. A lot of guys are just position players, and he has the ability to put the ball on the ground, and he checks you hard.
Now, as a allowance to committee, is it a tough adjustment to play close defense, or is that still in the cards? Or
I never thought to ask him if he played much close defense in high school. I'm assuming he did. So it's probably an easier adjustment for him if he's got some experience there. And he's worked very hard on the technique. With Coach Rogers, I've worked with him in the one-on-ones myself, and he's adjusted extremely well to that position.
I just saw Chase walk off. Doesn't look like he was in his equipment. Did he not practice today?
He didn't practice today. He'll be back tomorrow.
Okay.
when you get a team like Yale coming in, I know scrimmages are a different animal. It's not a real game. You don't want to play a team you're playing against in the regular season. How much can you take as far as beating them or losing to them? How much weight you put on that when you're setting up certain things, you not show everything? I guess I'm asking, what's the weight of a scrimmage like this against a great team?
It's a tough measure. Some of it will depend on the face-offs because Yale with TD they get so many extra possessions on the other team, and so some of it we'll look at how many possessions they have off the face-off, and depending on how we do, it'll tell us something. If they have 70% of the possessions and we're playing defense 70% of the time, then that's I'm not sure exactly what that tells us other than they have a very good face-off guy and they're getting a lot of possessions off of it. So we'll watch the film and I think we'll take care of what we can take care of, and we'll know more about ourselves coming out. Usually a team like Yale coming in will show us what we need to work on.
Well, how much do you show? Because again, you don't play in the regular season, although they can video it, I guess. But do you hold back a lot, or do you pretty much do what you're going to do if this was like Virginia, let's say?
I think we're going to mostly do what we're going to do, and both teams will have scouting reports on one another, and sometimes earlier scrimmage you might not use the scouting reports that much because you want to see how we adjust in a game situation. A week before a game, we want to. We want to know who they are, prepare for it, match up, and ride against their clear and clear against their rides. So this is going to be more like a game situation.
DiPietro redshirted last year. Where do you see him fitting in this year?
He's doing a nice job. He's starting right now, and he probably wouldn't have started a year ago because we had our starters back. So it's probably a good move on his part. He was the one that wanted to redshirt, so potentially he could be a 2-year starter.
He came up to you
Yeah,
start of the year last year.
Yeah.
How do you feel about his growth in the last year and just from
Good.
watching him?
Good. He's pretty solid. He was a great high school player, and his communication's pretty good. He started out a little bit rusty, but he didn't have any game situation last year. He's done a good job.
I heard he's going to be a specialist for you guys for the man-down situations. He could be.
You have to ask. Well, a lot of our guys know the man down, so when you say specialist, I'm not sure that he's going to be the one special guy,
Right.
if you know what I mean.
Well, with the season starting a little more than a week, does it look like Mellon, DiPietro, and Brett on close defense right now?
Yeah, and again, like some of it could be matchups. Grant Murphy is a very good communicator inside, is a very smart player, and he helps our defense. And there are going to be games where the other, maybe like against us, where teams have very good midfielders, and now we bring Kennedy up and Fernandez up, and maybe Grant Murphy comes in down low, or even he grabbed a short stick a lot last year. So
What was that?
it all depends on